fall. Under high rocks all will answer the call. Bring us your arms, pariahs of yore. All faces turn now to war. Exiles of the ash stare through crimson glow. Guards of the north sing their songs of the snow. Bring us the breath of the marshes and rain. Courage is rising again.
Hello, hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to game number 1 between Spooky Ghost and Artemis. Spooky Ghosts do end up winning the coin flip, and they will be taking first pick. In terms of map bans, we do have Spooky Ghost just hating the letter B and getting rid of Baraxis and Battlefield of Eternity. Artemis goes ahead and gets rid of Infernal Shrines and Tomb of the Spider Queen. And we will be starting off on Towers of Doom. So, kind of a bold pick to start us out on Towers of Doom. Towers of Doom is traditionally the map to end in an epic series, the comeback map, the map where you never know what's going to happen. Having it be first means that, I feel like Artemis is like, we're going to dominate them so hard, they're just not going to play a game 2, so it'll still be the last map of the series. And you know what? I am not convinced. I don't know that that will actually happen, but we're going to find out in just a moment. My hair's being all goth today. Wait, can I make it maximum goth? Alright, we do go and have, interesting, first ban on the Lost Vikings. Obviously, the requisite, we don't have first pick, therefore we have to ban Johanna. Johanna ban, coming out of the side of Artemis. I'm pretty sure that's just, like, in the source code now. I almost... Can you imagine if Here's the Storm just didn't give the second picking team it's like, first ban? It was, like, ban, and then Artemis is, or, Johanna is just automatically locked in. You don't even get the choice? Oh, that'd be terrible, it'd be funny. Alright, and the Stitch has been out. Stitch is a very, very good pick on this map. Definitely can have hooks coming from weird places. We'll be back.
Every great commodity's been sold. Slave to the new black gold. There's a heartbeat under my skin. Search my electric soul for the hidden man within. Your Search my electric soul for the hidden man within. Slave to the new black gold, there's a heartbeat under my skin. Search my electric soul for the hidden man within. Slave to the new black gold, there's a heartbeat under my skin. Search my electric soul for the hidden man within. Slave to the new black gold, there's a heartbeat under my skin. Search my electric soul for the hidden man within. In the silence of the desert, in the billows of the sea, in the places never wandered, there are many secrets that you see. Fortunes in the shrouds of history. I've walked the hidden hallways, I've braved the bleakest cold. I have spent a lifetime hunting for the stories long untold, something undiscovered to behold. Wisdom starts to drown. This ship is going down. Blood on my hands, stumble through uncharted lands. Lady luck is on my side as I swim against the tide. Keep drifting, please drifting. Sands that fate keep shifting, and I will never stop or turn away. Further into danger I will stray. Coincidence has always been a friend to me. I always seem to wind up where I'm meant to be. Through furious infernos, dead whales of running rust. No hurdle is too high for a man who simply knows how to adjust. Into the hands of chance I put my trust. Blood on my hands, stumble through uncharted lands. Lady luck is on my side as I swim against the tide. Keep drifting, please drifting. Sands that fate keep shifting, and I will never stop or turn away. Further into danger I will stray.
All right, we are back. Sorry about that, everyone. I guess it's a good thing this is not Storm Division, or they would have gotten a lever penalty, but here it's okay. You can have problems all you want. They're banning in a different order. Better be TLV next, or we actually have a problem. Okay, we're all right. I'm not going to impose a penalty over that. You have to have the same bans, but okay, technically, yeah. Meh. So we're going to have Nubrak being a little bit of a tank focus. We have Stitches, Nubrak, and Joe all taken out. And Olaf, the Stout, he's a tank, technically, kind of, not really. So here we go ahead and have the real picks. I always like the real picks more than talking about who is not going to be available. Like, obviously, TLV is the best offlaner in this map, as far as I'm concerned. Them being removed opens you up to, like, the Leorics and the Malthiels. Malthiel very, very, very much open to one of the best double soakers. Actually, Zul is also just as good, because Zul actually gets damage done on the building. Rhaegar being locked in, because Rhaegar wasn't banned out. Though, to be fair, Rhaegar is good, but Rhaegar isn't show-stoppingly good. Stukov and Anduin are just as good in different ways, I would say. We don't see either of them. We do go ahead and see Tychus coming out. Tychus is a bit of an interesting pick. Can definitely be punished by very, very mobile heroes. We do have honestly coming out with the Elite Tauren Chieftain. This will actually be the third game and 3 casts that I'm casting with ETC in it. So I'm getting my beef fill tonight. This galaxy shall suffer, says the Leoric. We did mention Leoric. Leoric, a very, very, very able to double soak. One very, very quick edit, and relatively safe because he can spooky walk out of ganks. We also do go and have the Vala coming out from Raggoth. I just noticed that it's Raggoth. So, because Goths are awesome. You know what? In honor of Raggoth, I'm turning on my Goth filter. Ooh. Continuing to that doesn't surprise me though. There's so many tanks banned out and they've already gotten ETC, so by all means. Now that Spooky Ghost, this is where you show you're a team player and you ban out Muradin. Okay, that does start with an M. I'll give you half credit. Mephisto is going ahead and ban out. Mephisto very, very, very good into double support. Also good into clumpy teams. And honestly, Tychus is close enough to, like, it has to get pretty close to do damage, so we'll clump a little bit. Sorry, I keep having, like, my nose getting tickled by my hair. A little bit is long enough to do that. We do go ahead and have a little bit of a blonde attack between Kael'thas and Anduin. Still no offlane picked up on the side of Artemis. Maybe waiting to see how aggressively people can rotate. I know if they're thinking about a Malthiel, they want to make sure there's not like a Genji or a Tracer on the other side, because those two heroes can just end up in your lane with like almost no warning. There is the... See, I told you to ban the Muradin, and then you could have stopped yourself from picking the Muradin. You also have Kalidas going ahead and getting the Sylvanas. So very good sustained damage. Vola can kind of do both, but is not as good at the bursty burst. On the other side, Kael'thas and Tychus are definitely better at just blazing through someone. They will have to be careful. Even Muradin can get killed by a barrage of Tychus fire. But no, they're not thinking about the Malthiel. They do go and get with the Dahaka. Dahaka, pretty good into Leoric. Hair, get away from my nose. Oh my goodness. We'll get in the game right now. Pick your champions. Pick your fights. I'll go and get the predictions up in just a second.
Leonidas drops the stun and drops the full ult. Oh my goodness, look at the health bars. It's a quad kill.
Should find the kill. Lunara will clean up that fight. Oh my god, I can't believe it. It is going to be Soul Shield. You gotta be kidding me. And Raw to take the 3v1, gets one, looking for the second. Crispy is popping off. Crispy.
Like that Blizzard may connect with 4 people.
Oh, Lady Ronin! Oh my goodness, what a chat!
That was really good.
Man, that is such a good intro. I don't know who made that, but they're obviously super talented. Do go ahead and have Towers of Doom about a little less than halfway loaded. Clearly, I need a longer intro. All right, and coming into game number 1, on the side of the Cyan side of the battlefield, we do go ahead and have the spookiest of spooky ghosts, the Specters of Slaughter. I usually say Soldiers of Slaughter, but hey, I made it special for them. We do go and have Eric with a K coming out with Leoric. Rogoth on the Vala. We do go ahead and have Calidius is playing the Sylvanas. Nullius is going to be on the Muradin, and Little Wolf playing Rhaegar. On the other side, on the orange side of the battlefield, representing Artemis, the aristocracy of annihilation. We do go and have Dark Horse playing the Tychus. Honestly is on the ETC, 7 playing the Anduin. Ashkan is going to be on the Kilthos, and Jota coming in with Daka. A little bit of an arrow going into Jotok. We do go ahead and have Puncturing Arrow already up to 1 stack coming in from Valhalla. Valhalla! We do get in Third Wind coming out of the Murden. He has agility, so we will have a race car build coming out of the Dahaka. Nullius in the... I love how the two tanks run into each other, and after a second, Nullius is like, oh, hey, you're here? Oh, cool. Alright, good rotations back and forth. We do go and have Eric trying to double soak, but the bottom team actually going back and forth does delay him. He's like, I can't go into that. There's like 4 of them. Oh, big. They were trying to come in for a potential invade. Nullius takes a massive amount of damage. Here's Jotok coming down. Jotok wants this. A lot of damage. And we do have the dwarf going down. The bad man. We also do go have Jotok getting a big old tasty surprise coming out of the minion. Alright, we do have Jotok moving up. I like how Eric is trying to delay this. Eric knows that he's been double soaking pretty effectively. So the longer he can keep Jotok away, the more likely some of these orbs are going to disappear or shrink. Both of the sapper camps are starting to throw volleys at one another as they move in. Kel'Thas is coming down. This means that temporarily there is an advantage for Spooky Ghost, but they might not fully realize Kel'Thas isn't here. As he shows up from the top lane, they're like, oh, okay, he wasn't there. Cool. Love that for us. We do go ahead and have 7 moving back and forth. Nice positioning. None of them going too far forward. We will have the bottommost camp. Dahaka obviously can come down. Dahaka does have Burrow up and available.
Go forth, claim the altars in my name.
Another nice chastise coming down. Nullius goes ahead and bounces out. Does not want to go in and hit by that. But once again, Tychus is coming in. Tychus does actually get booped out of his minigun, and that may go and save Nullius. However, Vala heroically gets in the way and of the tongue, but ends up getting tongued herself and dragged right back into danger. We will have an extra 4 shots coming out of the side of Artemis, slamming into the core of Spooky Ghosts. Dark Horse goes ahead and moves back, trying to make sure that they don't make themselves easy prey.
Mine.
However, while that was done, we do have a slight experience lead for Artemis thanks to that kill. But Leoric is doing a very, very good job. Eric with a K moving back and forth, getting a little bit of pressure done because he's not coming down to help with fights. And if only there was a quest that Anduin got stuff for getting people chastised, because he has just been picking on Nullius with these chastises. They're just coming across the battlefield and just dwarf can't move, dwarf can't move, dwarf can't move. Alright, once again, Spooky Ghosts, very, very, very aggressive. Spooky aggressive ghosts. Do think about an invade, but are very quickly deterred. Both sides pick up their camps one more time.
Realtors are rising heroes. Do get ready.
Alright, this will be a double phase coming out for the second one. Most likely going to be a gentleman's agreement, neither side fighting for the other one, but we'll have to find out. Alright, there is Nullius. Nullius momentarily getting stunned, but goes ahead and dwarf tosses right on out of there. Vala does go ahead. Oh, that was a bit weird. Slightly missed time. They ended up knocking Vala out of the pyro.
Gravekeeper's cronies reach the altars before you.
So, remember when I said this would be a gentleman's agreement? Apparently, I'm a big old liar. Oh, but I came up here, there was a rotation up, but a big old fight started to happen. We do have Rogoth. Rogoth goes in there being like, I remember when you guys killed me, I didn't like that. Oh god, I made a mistake, I made a mistake, I made a mistake. And now we do have the gentleman's agreement finishing up.
And for what? This realm will be mine, and mine alone.
Alright, honestly down here having to deal with, we are currently up to 22 stacks on the arrow. Race car build half done at 5 stacks. We did go ahead and get Piercing Light picked up by Anduin, currently at 2 out of 10. And 38 stacks of Ding Quest for Tychus. Interesting, we do go and have Draken Laser Drill coming down, not Commandeer Odin. They are using that for maximum effort. Honestly goes ahead and slides right on out of there. Dark Horse is going to go back, but there is the laser drill. Still has a little bit left to go. Whenever the laser drill actually gets value its entire time of being up, that's a good laser drill. That's a tasty biscuit. Alright, both teams are level 10 at this point. We will see Ancestral, Mind Control, Reign of Vengeance, Avatar, and Entomb. On the other side, we'll see Mosh Pit, Isolation, Light Bomb, and Pyroblast. Because I already spent enough time talking about the laser drill, I feel like I shouldn't have to go over that again. And because I feel like I shouldn't have to, I won't. Now we do go ahead and have a big engage happening. There's the Light Bomb, Mosh. Oh, that's tragic. Rhaegar went in and be like, I'm gonna bite, I'm gonna bite, I'm gonna dance, apparently. Can you imagine if you went in to, like, make a sandwich, and then all of a sudden the sandwich started, like, rocking out, and you're like, I just gotta get up and move? Alright, there's Nullius getting booped into danger once again. Does go ahead and fall back. Is down to about a third of the health, but did go ahead and moon well. But they are actually here specifically trying to get this camp. I like how aggressive they're being to go ahead and try and take this down. 24-32 in favor of Artemis. Alright, they're going to move back and forth, trying to secure this bottom location. Neither of the bottom two camps are up, so right now their whole goal. We did have Mind Control come out and did whiff. 30 seconds on that. All the R's are up for the side of Artemis, so they're going to be very difficult to dislodge. Meanwhile, double soakers are double soaking. We do have a 2-level lead and a talent tier advantage for Artemis right now.
Take the altars and put an end.
So there's the move. Honestly is in position. It looks like Kael'Thas will get the bottom very, very easy. Anduin goes ahead and pulls Dahaka out of the Entomb. There comes some shots. We're moving into the middle. There's Honestly comes in, gets the light bomb onto Rogoth. Rogoth goes in and gets healed by Ancestral Healing. There is Nullius in the middle, is close, a little bit too close to that Draken Laser Drill, which is just pounding away. Eric with a K does go ahead and catch a Pyroblast. There's 1-for-1. Tychus for the Skeleton King. Jotek moving in onto the Sylvanas, trying to get this finished off. And yes, Sylvanas goes down, gets dragoned. Because Dahaka's like a prehistoric dragon, I think. I don't know. And Jotek is just like, we're going to go ahead and pick up a camp now. Oh, we're still fighting? Well, whatever. They do finally get the channel done. There goes another 4 shots, take us down to 14 health. Potential another 3 health is walking in right now, but we do have Honestly falling back. We do have all... Sylvanas is now up and is moving down in order to try and stop those. So with that being taken care of, we do go ahead and have Dark Horse moving up, trying to go ahead and get this taken care of, moving around to just continue to put on pressure. But while this is happening, they can't really fight against Spooky Ghost. And Spooky Ghost says, we have Sylvanas, we're going to come down, we're taking our building back. We're professional contractors, and we're going to beat the out of this building in order to paint it blue, because we're pretty sure that's how painting works. Seven kills, 2-2 in favor of Artemis right now. Also, 14 core health versus 32. That does mean that all of the sappers were indeed stopped. Man, that laser drill is just doing so much work. Nice mind control in order to stop that mosh. We do have a Rhaegar going down, but so does ETC. Sylvanas once again finds herself flambéed.
Use it well.
What? I mean, I'm open to my tunnel as well.
Oh, Dark Horse, nice dash. Was definitely in line to go ahead and get taken out by Rogoth, but no. It's like, I can go ahead and do a little prancy prance. Tychus officially can outrun a bullet. I guess I can't really say that. I need Deputy Vala to be able to make that statement. There comes some shots coming out. Leoric going in to make that down to 24. But here comes the engage at the bottom. ETC not here yet and does not have stage dive. But Rogoth going to go ahead and be taken out. Nullius also. No, does get a nice double stun for the Stormbolt. Oh, Eric? I'm not sure, but Eric came down in order to fight, rather than getting the secured one. That seems dangerous. Sylvanas will move up and get the top one. So we are going to go down to 10 core health versus 24. No, they actually scare Sylvanas off it. So that is me being factually incorrect. So we are down to 6 at this point. And yeah, I was going to say that's getting dangerously close to boss point. So they are going to go ahead and pick up the boss right quick. Team is not here. They cannot stop this. Here come another 4 shots coming in. boop, 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 boop. And we have a pause. So let me get to a part of the map that, there we go. Now if anyone comes and looks, they can't see anything that they can't, like, normally see. No ability to cheat and find out where the other team is. Always important. 7 apparently's got the lag. You got the lag, baby. You got the slowest PC in the world. So, looking at things right now, in terms of our lovely, lovely, lovely stats, we do have 7 healing for 50,000 compared to 34,000 coming out of the Littlest Wolf. We do go ahead and get, that's actually interesting. These are the 2 people who did the coin flip. It's not often I see the, like, captains of both teams be the healer. Like, it's not unheard of for the captain to be a healer, but for both teams, that's kind of unique. Unique and interesting. In terms of damage, we do have Rogoth leading the way, doing 51,000. And we are back in. Oh, I should be over here. Sorry, I forgot I had moved the camera away from the action, and then when we started playing, I was like, oh, yeah, action. That's a good point. So we do have Dahaka being taken out at the moment. We'll be down for 40 seconds. Level 18 all at the moment. So this is the map of comebacks. It is entirely possible. They are at the edge of their life. Thankfully, the next altar phase is a single altar phase, so that will help them. That will help make sure that they don't have to defend multiple points at the same time.
Prepare yourselves, heroes. The altars rise.
Altar is coming up in 20 seconds. Dahaka is coming up right about now, and of course does have Paro available. So, with that being said, we do go ahead and have a prompting fight here in the middle. Leoric does come down, is looking for that entomb, see if they can get anything done. Do go ahead and catch Honestly. Honestly does get pulled out by the Anduin, no real big surprise.
Do not disappoint me.
Jotek comes in the back line, does go ahead and very, very quickly race Carl out of there. Spooky Ghosts are trying to get this done, but of course, Artemis does not want to let them. They know they're on the verge of getting this. There's the stun, followed up by the mosh pit. Mosh pit is doing a little dance. There's the light bomb comes in, catches 2 people. There's the tongue coming out onto Callidius. There is Sylvanas going down. Sylvanas is no longer alive, but neither is the ETC. ETC does go down, was in the front of a little bit too. Dark Horse is going in. Eric with a K getting definitely pummeled, and Lyric goes down, as does Vala, as does Dahaka, but it is still an advantageous fight for Artemis. Artemis goes ahead and takes down the little wolf. Only Nullius left alive. Just go ahead and get ready laps, but more importantly, we do go and have 7. This is like, we just need to channel. We have to get this. Eric with a K will not be back in time, and that is game number 1 going in favor of Artemis. Oh, I forgot to fix that. So, we already talked about the stats. Talents, we got those. Talents, we just barely got to level 20. Honestly, and 7 get the Raka Hats Off award for actually picking their talents. The rest of the team, come on. I know you're winning, but there are important things. Look at all the people at home that want to copy your talents, and now they can't. Terrible. Sad. So, now you've had a chance to copy those down. Look at them, love them, hate them, take them to dinner. I don't know what you do with talents. Obviously, you don't pick them, apparently. But I will see you in game number 2. Me back in just a second.
physics and logic need not apply. Yeah, I'm the shooter guy, the shooter guy. As long as I got my wall, I will never die. Now the world it is fading and my vision's degrading. Through slow motion I'm waiting with the bad guys invade. And look around in the blur and see the bodies and blood. Get control of my legs again and crawl through the mud. Snipers on ledges wearing bulletproof apparel. Why are these idiots standing next to those flammable barrels? Red containers of death, they make for easy kills. They must spend a fortune on the fuel bill. Got a secret vacuum cleaner from my shirt to my pants. Sucks up ammo off the floor straight into my hands. Just gotta walk over bodies, now I reveal when I kill. Teabag and necrotic face for homoerotic drills. Take a rocket to the face and a shot to the balls. But it's okay, I got my good friend chest high wall. Hiding in cover behind my wall I will hover. And in a couple of seconds I will be fully recovered. Cause I'm the shooter guy, shooter guy. Laws of physics and logic need not apply. Yeah, I'm the shooter guy, shooter guy. As long as I got my wall I will never die. That's right. So now I'm riding the battle. Explosions roaring, they rattle. All of the grunts in my unit are getting slaughtered like cattle. Stupid morons keep on running out in front of my shots. Then they bitch at me for shooting them. Who programmed these bots? Just when I'm in the zone, the murder's becoming fun. Here comes a heavy armored chopper with the big minigun. I waste 1,000 freaking bullets and it's still not down. No, look, a launcher's lying conveniently on the ground. Boom goes a rocket that I pull out of my pocket. Got an infinite stash and no armor's gonna block it. Now we got a locked door blocking the roof, but Captain Noisy has a key in the shape of his boot. We go sneaking and a peeking to the enemy base. Into the fire we race, bodies all over the place. Holding X is effective to achieve our objective. Get to the chopper is our final directive. I'm the shooter guy, shooter guy. Laws of physics and logic need not apply. Yeah, I'm the shooter guy, shooter guy. As long as I got my wall I will never die. Cause I'm the shooter guy, shooter guy. I'm a walking, talking cliche, this I can't deny. Yeah, I'm the shooter guy, shooter guy. As long as I got my wall I will never die. Middle class white kids rapping. It's so ghetto, ghetto. Middle class white kids rapping. It's so ghetto, ghetto. From the midst of the mountains, a deafening call bellows down over the plains. On a host of battle-worn ears it does fall, pushing out through the thunder and rain. These men of the north, they have suffered too long. The anger, it swells in their veins. Of the spirited roars of lost warriors, songs, distant echoes are all that remain. And my voice is my violence, clear the skies, frozen tears, and no more will be silent with this avant-garde song in our ears. And we stand tall, sons of the snow, we will not fall under these blows, for our hearts they
hello everyone. God, it wasn't bothering me the entire time I was casting. I need to trim my hair. Okay, so we are on to map number 2 with Volskaya Foundry. To the surprise of absolutely no one, Spooky Ghosts do go with first pick after game number 1. That means they do not have to ban Johanna. Although, to be fair, they didn't have to ban Johanna in game number 1, so that may not be that big a difference maker, because it won't be different. Don't you love my, like, super deep and analytical casting? With that being said, we do go ahead and have the first ban being... once again, Lost Vikings. That was not just a Towers of Doom specific, hey, these are really, really good in the offlane. That's just like, you are terrifying with this hero. We want to go ahead and get 3 bans for 1 slot. We love that. Will it be Stitches? Are they following the ban pattern of the first game, not the remake of the first game? Bum, 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 ba-dum, bum, 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 bum. Indeed, it's the banner of the first game, not the remake of the first game. The remake of the first game was Stitches TLV, and this time it's TLV Stitches. Entirely different situation. Now, will we go ahead and see the tank choke? Yep, a new Brock band out. Exact same bands as game number 1 and game number 1. So what will we see locked in? At this point, if I remember correctly, it was... I don't actually remember. I know they got a tank before bans, but it wasn't here. But Eric does go ahead and take the Blaze first and foremost, going with the armorless Blaze, because we all know when going into damage that not having any armor on makes it much, much, much easier for you to stay alive. Honestly is staying with ETC, but this time Ashkan is going to go ahead and get the Mephisto before bans. It got banned out last time, and they said, no, we like this hero. We like playing this hero. You can't take it from us. So last time they additionally banned out May here. Assuming Blaze is the offlaner, will May get picked up before bans? And the answer is no. They do go and get Stukov for Little Wolf, and then Valhalla for the Ragath. Is it just me, or does Ragath feel like an orcish word? Oshtosh Ragath? Bum, ba, ba, bum, bum, bum. Alright, we will go ahead and not see May. The band stay consistent. Okay, in all honesty, okay, no, we can't see Mephisto banned here, so we have to see a new band. I'm like, it would be so funny. Okay, they do go and get rid of Tychus. They're like, okay, fine. Tychus was taken by, I believe, Dark Horse last time, so Dark Horse has to find a new hero. We'll have to see where they choose to go and what they choose to do. And where they choose to purple and what they choose to blue. I don't know. Every once in a while, I just realize I should be sleeping more, because I'm just like saying whatever pops to my head. Shotalk does take a Rhaegar one time, but Dark Horse says, okay, I can't be the like Marine that shoots a whole bunch and does a bunch of damage whenever he shoots you. Well, I'll be the troll that throws a bunch of axes and does damage whenever he axes you. Totally different and unique hero. Tychus, whenever he presses his D button, it makes your health go down really quickly. Zul'jin, whenever he presses his D button, it makes his own health go down very quickly. So Callidius is going to go ahead and take the Uther, and then Nullius is going to take the Muradin. Finishing up with a little bit of a thrust of Warcraft, but we got StarCraft, Warcraft, and Diablo. No Overwatch in this game actually at all, unless you count the Mayban. And yet finishing up with an Old Man Deckard Cain. So we do have solidly Diablo and Warcraft on one side. I think the StarCraft is going to tip it. I think Spooky Ghost will win game number 2 purely by the virtue of having StarCraft in their lineup, because I'm a massive StarCraft fangirl. So I'm easy to win over. But I will see you in game number 2. Be awesome and vanish. Alright, coming into game number 2, representing the Spooky Ghosts, the Gentry of Genocide. We do go and have Ragoth coming in with the Valhalla. We do have Callidius is going to be on the Uther. Eric with a K coming in on that Blaze. Little Wolf on Stukov, the monster himself. And then Murden is being played by Nullius. Meanwhile, on the orange side of the battlefield, we do go and have Artemis, the Adventurers of Atrocity. We do go and get Jotak playing the Rhaegar. Dark Horse is going to be the Zul'jin, honestly, on the ETC. We have Ashkan playing the Mephisto, and Seven on the Old Man Deckard Cain. Alright, I need a minion. Boop. So we do go ahead and have... Oh, Vala does go for the Gambit quest. Up to 2 stacks so far. That is interesting. We'll have to see where that goes. Zul'jin, no stacks just yet. They've been doing a good job keeping it out of range of that. And Vala is just stacking kind of like a beast. Like some kind of monster. They do actually have a Rhaegar down at the bottom. So double support coming out of the side of Artemis. Obviously trying to make sure Vala doesn't lose her Gambit stacks unnecessarily. Alright, Dark Horse is over here. Oh my goodness! Ended up using his trait exactly before the invasion happened, and that's going to be a dead, troll. Jotak tries to come in here and help, but is going to be driven out, but here's Ashkan coming in from the side. That's going to be such just a terrible moment for you when you're just like, you press your button, you go down to half health exactly as you see the entire American, like, cavalry come around the corner. We do go and have the healing camp being picked up. Now, Zul'jin is back and is in the area, so this might be a bit premature. Zul'jin goes ahead and presses his button, doing a lot of damage. They do go ahead and commit the stolen turret, and they do get the healing camp. Honestly, does go ahead and get honestly pulverized. I don't know. There is Rogoth going and riding down. Eric with a K going to go ahead and just start incinerating this top. Did they take and not yet they didn't. Eric with a K, it's level 5 already. Pick your level 4. Hello, Bankai. Hope you're feeling better. Jotak taking a lot of damage, or getting a lot of aggression put onto them, but he's going to go ahead and get out of there with nary a problem. Nary a bit. Honestly, moving back and forth. We do have 2 kills to 0 in favor of Spooky Ghost so far. Definitely a different game. 36 stacks on the Vala, only 8 stacks on the Zul Jin. A lot of damage coming into Eric with a K. Eric with a K goes and moves out very, very, very wisely, angling that so he would not run into someone and could get the full rush out of the jet propulsion. Dark Horse comes in, is still only at 8 stacks. They're doing a really good job not letting them focus a single target. There is Hot Pursuit coming out of the Vala. Only up to 8 stacks and of course no deaths. Or sorry, 38 stacks. I kind of forgot a number there. That number is kind of important. Just a little bit. Bum, bum, bum. Overtime is called for Spooky Ghost, but here is the invasion they go through. There's the double stun coming out of Honestly. Honestly goes ahead and pushes them back. Dark Horse taking a lot of damage. Is going ahead and falling back for just a moment. Does not have his level 10. Cannot stay in there against atrocious amounts of damage. Ashkan is going to go and get picked off. Vala gets her first stack done of the Gambit. Now, with the changes to Moonwells, we no longer necessarily see teams go straight top and get the Moonwell. We are going to go up here, but most often they go in and get a wall, and then move to the next lane and get a wall, go to the next lane and get a wall. They want the experience right now. There is Dark Horse going to go ahead and fall back. A lot of damage being done. We've got almost a full level lead right now coming out of Spooky Ghosts, and they're just widening it with exactly what I was talking about. Look at me knowing what I mean. Oh, Joe Talk in definitely the wrong neighborhood right now. Does he actually get out of here? God, that should not have been allowed.
We'll make adjustments accordingly.
With their opponents still licking their wounds, they're going to move in and go ahead and take away their opponent's toys. This is the map, as Bankai likes to point out, where he who has the most toys wins. It's basically exactly how you aren't supposed to be in middle school. Or elementary, for that matter. Oh, nice, nice, nice move in ETC. Without level 10, ETC just doesn't have the staying power that he needs. And we do have level 10s online. We are going to see Flailing Swipe, Divine Shield, Reign of Vengeance, Avatar, and Blaze does not know. Once again, Eric with a K, just a little bit behind on actually picking his... There's Bunker Drop. I am so mean. Here's a lot of damage, moving on through, moving on through. Alright, here comes a lot of the aggression. They are going to go in and get the paper aircraft camp, pushing through. There's only one tower left up here, but it does not look like they're going to support it. They're using this to displace the enemy team and take advantage somewhere else. Right now they're moving up. They do also have level 10s at this point. We do have Ancestral Healing, Mosh Pit, Stay a While and Listen, Taz Dingle, and I don't know the name of that one. Durance of Hate. Alright, we do go and have a lot of pressure on here. Got here just in time to watch Rhaegar no longer be alive. Up to 5 kills. Vala currently sitting at 85 stacks of her Gambit quest.
An access terminal will be online in a moment.
Alright, there's Ashkan. Goes ahead and gets absolutely deleted. The Mephisto no longer around. We do go to have Dark Horse being the next target. Man, spooky ghosts are freaking spooky slaughterhouses. Spooky killing machines. In game number 1, Spooky Ghost was basically Casper. They were just here to have fun, you know, gonna play a game with you. Everything was great. They have leveled up into, I don't even know. Who's the most aggressive ghost? Like, Beetlejuice, not really. Beetlejuice is still, like, likes to have fun. They are here to slaughter. I feel like they're the spooky ghost from The Ring at this point. That's probably the best one we can say. Guys, you didn't kill the mechanic. What are you? I am so confused. Oh, Nullius takes a lot of hits. Does going to have to get out of there. Blaze is at the top of the map right now. Going ahead and just getting, we're up to 50% channeled so far. They are not trying to push into this, even though Blaze is not with them. I kind of disagree with that. I think that Artemis could go ahead and take that, but they disagreed. So, with that being taken care of, we are going to go ahead and see the teams move in against each other real quick. Honestly is in there. We're at 99%. There is the... Man, poor ETC just does not get to press any buttons. Stun, and then stun, and then stun, and then stun. Now here's the thing, they do have both their healer and their tank and their protector, so that means there are no heals and no peels coming out right now. Although I guess Uther is, both teams kind of went for double support, so they still have Stukov. They are going ahead and clearing out the third lane. This is the lane that the third protector comes out of, and is kind of their win condition. Nice swipe from Little Wolf in order to stop that mosh pit. Alright, there's the Invulnerable coming down onto Uther himself. We do have the toy dropped. Eric with a K in the backline. Nobody caught by Stay a While and Listen. No one wants to hear your stories, Kane. So we do go ahead and have both teams moving back at the moment. Honestly, not really able to engage on anyone. I keep trying for that joke and it never quite works. Surprisingly enough, after 2 protectors on the side of Spooky Ghost, all 3 forts, all 6 structures are still standing. Alright, here's everyone else kind of moving on through. Dark Horse going to be the next target. Nice stun to stop that charge from the Blaze. Blaze actually commits bunker over not an actual fight. A bit of an oof. We'll be back up in a minute though. Level 16s are online for Spooky Ghost at the moment, but they're just around the corner for Artemis. We'll come over here and get their paper airplane camp, which should probably get them to 16. Or not. I guess that's fair. They're not getting experience over time right now. Alright, stand on the point, stand on the point. Oh my goodness, it's right there. Once again, like that's the problem with mosh. Everyone freaking dogs could see they were about to get moshed.
A new family will be ready soon. Hero slain.
Yeah, this is just Spooky Ghost on a stupid bonanza. Oh, is Bankai back home? I wasn't sure if he was on his phone. So we do go and have Dark Horse goes in and gets a couple of shots off. We are up to level 3 of the Vala quest. 154 stacks at the moment.
Access terminal online. Secure it to activate the protector.
So we do have the lower access point up. We do have even talent here at the moment. Unfortunately, a 2-level disadvantage, but honestly, this may be the best chance for a fight they've got. Like, if they can engage at 17 before 19, that'll be the best. Alright, we do have Rhaegar going down. Uther goes down as well. Obviously, Ghost Uther going to run around like a literal golden boy. I'm going to get this picked up. Once again, Blaze is just hanging out on that point. %70% right now. It is 17 to 18. Like, guys, you're about to... Alright, there comes the actual engage. Bunker is engaged so far. No R's pressed just yet on the side of Artemis. And it does look like Spooky Ghost will abandon the point for the time being. They say we don't really have an advantage right now. So we do go in and have 7 going to occupy that point. They're here to get experience. Their opponents are 2 levels up at this point, but they are just about to hit. Alright, still 2 levels down. They are down 8% health and 8% damage. There is Nullius coming through. Oh, wow. Ektar asking other people to cast his game. Ektar, I thought we had something special. Blue team has taken control of Protector. So there is the first fort of the game going down, unless you count that one. I kind of missed the fact that it got knocked down. Whoopsie. Spooky Ghosts are in a Protector and are marching in on the bottom keep. I kind of love... It's so dumb that this wall is standing, even though both walls and both towers are down. Like, I feel like it should just fall over at that point. Alright, they're going to just abandon the Protector there. It's still got 25 seconds, but they just don't have enough health to do anything more with it. Level 20 is online on the side of Spooky Ghost. We do go and have Controlled Chaos, Redemption, Farfight Quiver, Rewind, and... Not gonna say it, not gonna say it!
So that is the extent of the Protector's power. Impressive.
Alright, there is the toy picked up on the side of Spooky Ghosts. Their opponents are almost level 20 though. on the very first. I'm a bit surprised they're not being more aggressive for this. And guys? Okay, here comes Uther. Level 20 is online. We are going to have Farseer's Blessing, Death Metal, Respect the Elderly, Mimic, and a supplies for you. So here we go. We are late enough in the game, and we do have no real win condition for Artemis, so they will have to win maybe 2, maybe 3 team fights in a row, fairly decisively. All right, both teams not really willing to engage in that fight. They do realize they could lose a lot if they engage for no reason. A bit surprised to see Blaze in the off lane at this point. Like, side soaking is not as prevalent. Cat, ow. My cat just decided that my back needed kneading. A lot of damage going in. There's the silence and goodbye. But there is the death metal. Comes down, catches 2 people. I definitely feel like Spooky Ghosts were not aware that death metal had been picked. Ends up not mattering as they get a 2-for-0 kill. Up to 11 kills to 1.
I'm starting up an access terminal.
Alright, we do have Spooky Ghost moving into the bottom of the map right now. Sorry, I got momentarily distracted, and then I came back. So they are going to get this taken care of. They're trying to get the first 4 of the game. Meanwhile, they do have the paper airplane camp pushing across the top of the map right now. They're going to take their opponent's turret camp. There we go. And they're building to their 4th consecutive Punisher, but Mephisto will be back up in 2 seconds. They definitely have a disadvantage of toys, but they don't have a disadvantage in talents, so they can push into this. All right, big engage happening right now. We do have Rugoff standing in the background trying to get this all down. A lot of damage. We have Uther being the first one to go down, but ETC also goes down. Death Metal is going through about. We do have Blaze just dancing up a storm thanks to that Death Metal. Eric with a K does go in. Massive hit, but we do go in after the Punisher. Protector. Pulpituary is going to go and come back. Uther does come back thanks to Redemption, and we do have ETC down for another 45 seconds as the Punisher makes moves towards the bottom of the map. There is no keep defending them from out here, so we do have the bottom of the map leading towards an ineffable end very quickly. Red Team's core is under attack. There is a stun onto Jotak. Shields are gone. The paint is scratched as we go ahead and start moving in here. Down to 90%. The Punisher has no chill. The Punisher is not distracted. The Gunner did get back out to fight. There is Callidius, goes ahead and saves himself for a moment. But once again, Uther will go down. Cannot redeem back this time around. But it does not matter as the core goes down. And game number 2 does go in favor of the Spooky Ghosts. Looking at talents at the end of game number 2, in terms of healing, in our 4 healer game, we do have Little Wolf leading the way with 72, Rhaegar coming in second with 62,000. In terms of damage, Dark Horse, my god! Dark Horse almost does 10,000 damage over the course of the game. We have Mephisto coming in with 81,000 and Vala with 74,000. In terms of the EXP and the CON, we do go ahead and get Blaze leading away with 25,000 experience soaked over the course of the game. Not really surprising. I even was like, why is he still side soaking? Because he wanted this number as much as he could get it. But talents, here they are. We have the full talent spread for you all. Copy them down, use them, love them, take them, abuse them. And I will see you for game number 3. That's right, game 3. We're going. Be excited, and I will see you in the next one.
Conquer the anger and ravenous rage. Make it a part of your power. Pummel it down, let your bloodlust engage. Under your force they will cower. Feeling the fury so pure and so bright. Ringing the bones of surrender. Under the moon for our home we will fight. And we will die to defend. My voice is my balance. Clear the skies, frozen tears. And no more will be silent. With this sovereign God song in our ears. And we stand tall. Sons of the snow, we will not fall. Under these blows for our hearts, they are hardy. Our spirits are strong and our voices are lifted into this sovereign God song. Sovereign God song. Sovereign God song. These perilous peaks on the rim of the sky. I'm moving the midst of the clouds drifting by. At the top of the world on a white doomful day, man of wisdom will show me the way. And we stand tall, sons of the snow, we will not fall. Under these blows for our hearts, they are hardy, our spirits are strong, and our voices are lifted into this sovereign God song. Sovereign God song. Sovereign God song.
Hello everyone. Welcome to game number 3 between the Spooky Ghosts and Artemis. I'm sorry, I cannot say their name any other way. I'm not capable of doing it. We do go ahead and have the first pick going over to Spooky Ghost this time. That does mean that after losing game number 2, Artemis actually went with map pick over first pick, which is a bit surprising to me, but you know what? Let's go for it. What I'm actually thinking is that this just means someone on Spooky Ghost is terrified of big bushy beards, and like 3 bushy beards all at once. They're just like, I just can't. Like, you know what? When you play Murden, I can deal with it, but that much bushy beard on the other team, I just can't. The contract has been fulfilled, and Johanna is banned by the team with second pick. The ancient evil survives. Alright, we still have Stitches. Good lord. And then is this going to be a noob? I'm sorry, I don't have anything else to say. I've like cast this start of the draft 4 times now. So I'm just like, okay. Maybe something new will happen when we get to the picks. What's actually really interesting is how similar the teams actually were between games 1 and game 2. Although both teams did go for double support, which was a big change. But yep, once again, we have the exact same 4 bands coming out from the exact same teams. Alright, Brightwing, interesting. This is, of course, Shire, and so it is more important to be able to fight in multiple places at one time, so the Brightwing does make sense. But that heavy a prioritization is very, very, very surprising. Say something nice about who? Alright, there is Ashkan. And honestly, both coming out. This time, I feel like honestly, it just really, really, really likes ETC a lot. A lot. Ashkan is going to be on the Tychus. Definitely a heavy blow-up potential coming out of the side of Artemis. We saw terrible, terrible things being done with Tychus. Keep in mind, Tychus was banned out in the 3rd phase last time. Dahaka being picked up by Eric, so double global on the side of Spooky Ghosts. Nullius on the Mirrodin. Like I said, a single dwarf bushy beard is absolutely fine. Oh, don't apologize, bro. I just didn't know what the heck you were talking about. I'm like, what? And there is Vala coming out, getting banned out by, basically after last time. Now here's the thing, will we have Zul'jin banned out as well? Because that was kind of scary. Dark Horse still has not taken a character yet. Oh, I certainly do. I don't always do it, but I actually do have a pair of battle wraps, that I, will use in games. Oh, here comes Flop. Hello, Flop Raiders. There is a 30-second delay because it is a tournament competition match. So be aware that I know you guys rated 30 seconds ago and I didn't say anything, but that's because we don't want people able to look at the stream and find out, where their opponents are, if their opponents are trying to take a boss or anything like that. This is Heroes of the Storm. This is game number 3 between Spooky Ghosts, or more correctly, Spooky Ghosts versus Artemis. This is the game for all of the marbles. It is a best of 3 series, and so this is game number 3, so this determines who is the best. Kael'thas does get banned out. We do have Thrall coming out of Jotok, and then Anduin, the fun police, being taken by 7. So we do go and have Callidius is coming out on the Li Ming, and then the third global in Falstad. Good lord, the spooky ghosts are just going to be all over the map. It doesn't even matter. Falstad can get on his big freaking griffin and just fly around the map. Dahaka gets to burrow under the ground and then come out somewhere else. And then Brightwing just literally teleports. None of them are actually ghost characters. That's the only problem. We don't have the Skeleton King. We don't have the Banshee Queen. Can you make a full team of... You could undead characters, I'm sure. But you'd probably have to count things like Arthas as undead. Which he's kinda is and kinda isn't. Does Stukov count as undead? I'm not actually sure. Regardless, though, we are going into game number 3. We do go ahead and have Phoenix being picked up by Jotak. Somebody tell 10. We have a Phoenix game to talk about. We will get into the game right now. I will get predictions up for you guys and see you in just a second.
Leonidas drops the stun and drops the full ult. Oh my goodness, look at the health bars. It's a quad kill.
Should find the kill. Lunara will clean up that fight. Oh my god, I can't believe it. It is going to be Soul Shield. You gotta be kidding me. And Raw to take the 3v1, gets one, looking for the second. Crispy is popping off.
Looks like that Blizzard may connect with 4 people.
Oh, Lady Ronin! Oh my goodness, what a chat!
That was really good.
All right, we're about a little less than halfway loaded into the game. Hello, everyone. I know some of you guys don't play Here's the Storm. I will try and talk a little bit about like some of the basics that are going on that I don't usually explain because obviously you guys don't necessarily know what you're looking at. I want you to understand. This is Dragonshire. Dragonshire is a map where the teams are going to try and control the top shrine and the bottom shrine at the same time. When that happens, big channels of energy are going to pour here into the middle of the map to the great dragon statue. If they can channel at that point, they get to become the Dragon Knight for a short period of time. In addition to that, they do need to soak experience from the top, the middle, and the bottom lane. Now, as I was mentioning, we do have a lot of globals coming out of the side of the blue team, so they can actually go between the lanes very, very quickly and have, like, make engagements very, very, very chaotic. Because you'll fight one person, all of a sudden there's 3 people. But here they are in the middle of the game, in the middle of the map right now. We do have on the blue side of the battlefield spooky ghosts. I've introduced them twice now. Sorry, I'm not going to introduce them this time because I got too busy trying to explain the map. Here's Eric with a K hiding in the bushes. Comes out right now, is looking for a tongue, is looking to go ahead and get engaged. But does not get anything, does miss with the tongue, and is having to fall back. A lot of damage being done to the dinosaur. Moving up top, Jotak coming up here with him. Going to have a hard time. Jotak does move into the lane first. If Eric had walked out, he may have actually gotten within blast range of that Phoenix. Meanwhile, here at the bottom, we do go ahead and have this is one of the big differences between League and this game. In League, very often you have a mid laner and a bottom laner. The lanes are close enough in Heroes of the Storm that you will actually see teams move back and forth. It makes a lot more engaging action, and you end up fighting the other team from the first second. There's no real farming of minions. It's just like there's an enemy team. We're going to kill them. Here we go. Okay, maybe here we don't go. Little Wolf is being harassed by Dark Horse, but there's a big hammer coming down onto Dark Horse. Merlin gets the engaged. Nullius does fall back as the Chastise comes out. Does look like they're thinking about coming down to this bottom camp. The mercenary camps in Heroes of the Storm are not just for gold. When you actually finish them off, they will come and fight for you like this. Now there's a blue camp moving out into the lane to push along with it. Do they realize their opponents are here? This is actually a really good dupe because they've got, honestly, looks for all the world like he's screening for his team that's right here. But his team isn't right here. His team is down at the bottom taking this camp. Do go ahead and have a big Chastise comes out. The bottom temple is being occupied right now by Dark Horse. They want to go ahead and try and get this captured, and they do indeed get it. But the top camp is occupied by Dahaka, and Phoenix is not able to go up there just yet. Here he comes. But while that goes on, the blue team has moved to the bottom camp. Not going to let that get picked up too easily. Dark Horse falls back very low. Does sip from the healing fountains of the Moonwell. Going to go ahead and get rejuvenated right quick. You can only do that every 2 minutes or so. If I click on him real quick, we will see that his, wait, where is it? Am I blind? don't see his Moonwell count. Oh, there it is. Healing Fountain is unavailable for another 90 seconds. A lot of damage coming into this Murden. Murden is going to go get knocked very, very far down. And the Brightwing tries to teleport in, but no. Thrall gets the kill. And we do go and have Murden getting killed one more time. He died in Warcraft 3. He was brought back in WoW, but now he is dead in Heroes of the Storm, at least for another 6 seconds. Jotak is driven off of the point. A lot of damage. They did go ahead and make use of their globals, and the Dragoon will be killed one more time. But like a phoenix, he will return. Don't worry, guys. We have Ashkan moving into the middle. We do have another mercenary camp lumbering their way onto the battlefield, able to help out their wave, get a little bit more damage done. It does look like we've got Gathering Storm picked up by the Falstad. That is a questing talent. So every time hammering hits a hero, it's going to increase its damage by a little bit and refund 6 mana. So definitely likes these big engagements where you can hit the hammering into a lot of enemy heroes. Does not count if you hit your own, although wouldn't that be interesting if hammering actually did damage to your team, but it stacked the quest? Haven't I play Lost Vikings and just leave one of them in the spawn? So that Falstad can just stack the quest off him and for free? Alright, Jotak here, going ahead and using his big particle beam cannon, trying to clear this out. Is trying to hard, but we do go and have this big channel. As you can see, 2 big laser beams coming in. That means if they can channel the middle, they will become the Dragonite. But obviously, Ashkan, Dark Horse, and Seven are sitting here, making sure that doesn't happen. But they are falling back. They need to be careful. Nope, they don't need to be careful because Phoenix has retaken the top shrine. Not going to let any of them land. A lot of damage being done up here. But meanwhile, we got an engaged. Nully is trying to get back. Little Wolf does go ahead and teleport in. Tries to keep that from happening. But they are on the wrong side of the battlefield. There's a Polymorph coming in. Seven tries to hold him in place. And there's the Chastise on the Brightwing. Brightwing goes ahead and gets smushed. The Fairy Dragon goes to Fairy Heck. I could probably say hell. I don't think I'll get in trouble for saying hell. All right, Dark Horse is moving in. The wall is down. They are going in. Now, the Moonwell is invulnerable. It will fall at the same time as this falls. But that fort has almost 150,000 health on it. Eric with a K is temporarily invisible. Oh, but here comes that Brightwing. Again, that global value of being able to come in here and be like, yeah, you're winning the 1v1, but guess what, buddy? It's not a 1v1 anymore. Oh, Jotak almost goes down to about 100 health. Will very, very rapidly get his shields back. But meanwhile, because Brightwing had to come up here, that does leave Artemis with a free moment to go ahead and take the bottom camp. Do go and have Rokoff and Little Wolf moving through here. Going to go ahead and just start slashing with their swords. Push this in here. Meanwhile, Jotak does get out of here. Did lose their shields, but it looks like Falstad is... No, Falstad's on the other team. Jotak in a good bit of trouble at the moment. But meanwhile, at the bottom of the map, while they are committing 2 people, but here comes Falstad into the back line. They do have level 10, so there's a big old gust pushing you out of position. Seven goes ahead and uses up the light bomb, but Rogoth goes ahead and moves back. We do have the bottom fort being destroyed. That, of course, does mean the Moonwell also goes down. It gives experience to this side of the team that destroyed it, and also they will start to have these catapults spawn every 3rd wave because that fort is no longer there. All right, Nullius moves through. Nice orb comes in. Honestly, a little bit like is positioned as a tank, trying to go ahead and interrupt that. There's the polymorph, but they did go ahead and get the stun onto the Falstad. It's chicken wings for dinner as Falstad goes down, and it does look like they will go ahead and capture the bottom shrine. Jotak is moving for top right now, and the rest of the team is moving to middle. They want the Dragon Knight. They say, we are 8 minutes into the game. It is time that we became a dragon. Dark Horse is sitting here ready for it. Now it does look like they're going to go ahead and have Ashkan, and there it comes.
Save this realm. Now it burns.
We do go into Artemis becoming the dragon. Looks like they're looking to get a second fort down, and they will get it. As you can see, periodic catapults and experience. So now they've got minor catapult pressure in both the bottom and the middle lane. All of these lovely, lovely globes sitting here on the ground, that is experience that the red team is not picking up because there's none of them in the area. Experience is shared in Heroes of the Storm, so obviously everyone has the same level. Both teams are level 13, but it does look like our red team is just on the cusp of level 14. Well, that was a lot of R buttons pressed. So the Mosh actually came out of the Elite Taran Chieftain. That's a 2-minute cooldown for 1 kill, and he'll be back in 20 seconds. I'm not sure that was worth the Mosh plus the beam. Like late game, whenever the cooldown, like people are taking 90 seconds to come back, yeah, go and use a 2-minute cooldown to secure a kill. That's great.
Hero slain.
Dang it, I saw that and I was like, I wonder if I should go up there. And then I was like, yeah, I probably should. And then he died. Whoopsie. Alright, with that being said, we do go ahead and have a lot of damage going ahead and lacing across. Does look like Nullius is considering an invasion into this bottom camp. They do have all 5 of their number here. Obviously, Phoenix is not here for the other side because he's kind of dead. ETC does go ahead and get pulled and will be taken out. They do go ahead and drop the Draken Laser Drill. A lot of damage into Nullius. Here is Rugoff landing right here. They are going to move down and go ahead and secure the bottom fort. But meanwhile, they do go ahead and have up top. Jotek did carry just in time to retake that. Alright, there is Eric with a K. Goes ahead and secures that. No one's in the middle right now to become the Dragon Knight, though. Right now, they're more interested in trying to push this down. Alright. Both teams fighting over this lower one. Honestly is moving through. Really, really, really wants to land a good Mosh. Mosh will force the enemy team to dance for 4 seconds. Which is just forever in MOBA time. All right, there is a lot of damage coming down to Nullius. Nullius goes ahead and pops Avatar in order to get that extra health and armor. Although I guess it actually isn't armor. It's just health regen. We have Dahaka in the middle and Phoenix up top. Dahaka could, of course, come into this fight at any point. Make advantage of that globalness. It does look like we got a Dragon Knight coming out. And yes, Artemis does go ahead and become the dragon. Once again. Here comes everyone else going through. A big old hammer drop coming down onto the enemy team. Hammer down. They do go ahead and get the wall of the keep down. Now, keeps are worth more experience and also give more, like catapults if you kill them. But that is a big if, as the Dragon Knight is pushed back. The keep will not regenerate any health. So it will always be close to death until it actually is destroyed or the game ends. Dark Horse very, very low, did get pulled out by Anduin, which is thankful. Here's the big engage coming through. They're looking for this. A lot of damage comes down, but Phoenix is the first one to go down. Fantastic Polymorph right as the mosh pit started. Polymorph just hit instantly. There's Eric with a K, gets the tongue out. We do go and have a lot of damage going to Ashkan, and Ashkan gets out. Are you kidding me? That should not be allowed. Thrall should be 8,000 pounds of dead right now.
Blue team has destroyed a fort.
Blue team has destroyed a fort. Here's all of the damage coming through. All of the damage. But not the deputy. I don't know. Don't ask me. I never lost control. Alright, there are 4 siege giants walking in bottom. 2 of them sitting right here will get taken out eventually. But then these 2 are going to push through with the wave. There's some more experience as that tower goes down. Alright, here they come. Nice job. Did go and use that ability right outside because he's like, I don't want to walk in there where there could be an enemy. But there is Eric with a K, goes in and gets the tongue. ETC does go down, did not have 20 yet, so if they were going to take Death Mosh, they didn't have it yet. 20 is obtained from the side of Spooky Ghost, and there is the wind tunnel. Dark Horse unable to go anywhere. Polymorph comes down, and Dark Horse goes down as well.
And claim vengeance for my family.
A lot of damage coming in from the side of the Spooky Ghosts. This could be the death push. A lot of very, very long death timers. They are down to only Thrall and Anduin left to defend. There is still this camp as well as 2 siege giants pushing through the bottom lane. There is some pressure coming through the top by the opposing camp, but you know, 5 heroes plus 6 mercenaries is more powerful than 2 mercenaries. I know, weird math, the way that works, but we do go and have everyone kind of pushing through right now. Lots of damage landing right now. They are trying to move out of the area, but the shields are down. GG is called by Jotak. We're down to 70% on the core health. They are going through their landing. The boulders are coming in, down to 20%, down to 10%. And game number 3 and the series does go to Spooky Ghosts. Let me see if I can get an interview with our glorious champions right quick. Well, I check this. Well, I'll wait to see if anyone wants to join me real quick. Let's look at the stats. We do have, in terms of healing, Little Wolf does heal for 56,000. And speaking of Little Wolf, we do have them joining us right now. Hello, hello.
Hey, how's it going?
Going very, very well. Crazy couple of games. Holy wow. So,
Thank you.
first off, kind of a gimme question, but how are you guys feeling right now?
Wait, what's up? What did you ask? I'm sorry, I'm putting on headphones so I don't have like horrible stream on like background sound on your stream.
Oh, no problem at all. But so kind of a gimme question to start us out, but how do you guys feel right now?
Oh, we're feeling great. That was fun. Those were really good close matches.
So you guys did end up in a surprising position of getting first pick all 3 games.
Yeah.
What? So I guess the first question I have is, why are you so overwhelmingly terrified of Stitches?
I think we're bad into him. I also did like look game 3 specifically. We looked into their like history, and they play him a ton. They also one of their comfort healers is Anduin in a lot of situations. So we were just kind of afraid of kidnap strats in general. We tend to find that we're not super good into those, and we're not super good at avoiding hooks in the first place. So it was just kind of more of a team weakness thing more than anything else.
It was interesting that the first 4 bands were identical every single game.
Yeah.
So going back to game number 1, was Towers of Doom, and not to overstate it, but they kind of ran rampant that map.
Yeah.
After game 1, what did you guys do in order to kind of like refocus and come back into the series without like being too about I don't want to say one-sided, but how dominant a performance they had put on?
Yeah, I think we did get like very little, a little heated towards the end of the first game as far as maybe some disagreements. I had a couple of team members that were actually really good about just saying, "Hey, like, we'll look at that later, figure it out later, and then just we need to try and figure out what our game plan was for game 2." Volskaya, the really nice part about one of the players on our team, his name is Alex. He can basically play like he can pull out random heroes out of his butt whenever he needs to, and I think we had an idea that we wanted to play the Vala, and then the Uther seemed like the strongest double support hero that we could pick. So that felt really fun.
So yeah, talking about the double support, now granted, this is me and my Div E understanding, but why did you or / both teams go double support on Volskaya? Is it just because you end up having to put one of the healers in the mech?
Yes and no. I think it's a very like team fight heavy map in general, and Uther kind of makes it really hard to lose team fights in a lot of situations. Vala is a really strong hyper carry hero already in the first place, so she's a type of hero that the things that she wants to do already become easier with double support in general. And there was a couple of things that we were worried about. So in the previous game, they had already let us know that they could play a very strong pick composition, and I think having some type of contingency to make that a little bit more difficult for them was important to us.
I do want to specifically compliment you on game 2 because the entire team was very, very, very good and attentive to not letting Zul'jin get any stacks, because he struggled with that the whole game, and that was just really, really, really heads up positioning.
Oh, thank you. Yeah,
So,
yeah.
yay.
The Zul'jin not getting stacked was great, and we also had like I said, I think Stukov was a really good pick into what they had. I think Mephisto doesn't like him, and I don't think the Zul'jin likes him with the biotic armor. So it felt like I could do things that game, which felt really strong.
So that was game 2. I will say game 2 largely felt like one that you had control of, as opposed to game 1. And then game 3 was the one that just really went back and forth. So, because I feel like they got the first structures on you, and then you pushed back, and then they almost got your keep, and then you actually got theirs. What was your strategy going into game 3? Because you guys definitely, I mean, obviously you were like, we like globals. We want every global hero except Abathur.
So we did. So what we've been doing recently that's been a good strategy has been taking Brightwing and then taking something that can take a fight top like Sonya, and then leveraging that to win top so that we get a map advantage just through soak. But what ended up happening this game was that the Phoenix was really slippery as a pick, and it made it difficult for us to time those picks normally. What made that even worse is that we had to take the Dahaka because their Dahaka player in the first game was quite strong, and we didn't really want them to have him available. So I think we started playing that game kind of with that same strategy of we'll try and see where we could get our picks top. And I think halfway during the game, we were like, okay, well, this isn't working. So we started looking at situations where we could take our 5v4 bottom. And it wasn't perfect. I think some of those were messier than they needed to be. But I think we had some good rotations. I think the Gus from our Falstead player, Greg, were all really good, and they helped get us back into the games. I think also Eric towards our Dahaka player towards the end of their push bottom side, he's really good about recognizing situations where another team might be overextending, and he was, I think, the one that was looking at being behind their team to immediately kind of apply pressure after we got that Dragon Knight down.
Well, yeah, very, very, very well played.
Thank you.
It is interesting. It almost felt like a slight overcommitment to the global, but it definitely turned around, and you were able to change out a lot of fights. But I will say they were also very good at being like, okay, they've shifted this fight, go ahead and immediately respond on the other half of the map because they can't use their globals twice.
Yeah.
So, go ahead.
Oh, what I was gonna say is the nice part about that is I think a lot of the times, especially with Dragonshire, if they respond top by doing something like that, like pushing in those top situations, it doesn't hurt as much because I don't think the top lane is as important on the map. Well, it just isn't as important on the map. So I think that having a trade bottom or having a situation where you're getting an advantage bottom and you're trading an advantage top, I think generally works in the favor of the team pushing bottom.
All right. So those are the questions I had about the specific games, but I always ask, why did you guys name yourself Spooky Ghosts?
Oh, I think it's we had a player on we played on a team for Heroes Lounge, I think, before. And I think one of our choices for a team back then was going to be like Malfury Onions or Gold Animals, which were all really good names. But one of our players that played with us at the time, he doesn't play with us anymore, but he's a really nice guy. His name is Nick. He would always say spooky when we were playing. And I thought, wait, that's a great name for a team. So now that's how we kind of came across with like Spooky Ghosts. And then now every time before we play, we always have like a bunch of little ghost emojis that we post out to say that we're ready. It's a good time.
I mean, I definitely love it. One of my favorite like thematic casts I've done all season was you guys versus Region Ghosts.
Oh yeah, Ghost versus Ghost. That was great.
But okay, those are all the questions I had for you. Let me go ahead and turn it over to you for shoutouts.
Oh, I think shout out today I have to say to Greg. He's our he used to be a main on our roster. Today he covered because one of our teammates couldn't make it last minute. And he showed up and he played fantastic every single game. He's always like a level-headed guy to play with and just great guy to play this game with. I think is part of the reason why I enjoy this game.
Oh, Eric also pointing out that you just really love using the ghost emoji and you wanted an excuse.
Yeah, definitely. The ghost emoji is great. Have you seen the one that's nervous? That's a mood. I feel that one.
That was the one that was posted twice at once, wasn't it?
Yeah. I think a few of them were posted twice on accident. But Ghost Story, that's my jam.
All right. Well, I won't stand in the way of your after party, so please go. Don't do anything I wouldn't do.
Sounds good.
Once again, congratulations, and I look forward to seeing you more of you guys in the future.
Thank you very much. You have a great night.
You too. So that's going to do it for me. For anyone that doesn't know, my name is Raka. If you want to keep up with me, you can follow my Twitter, which is right there. You can also go, hit Discord or scroll down and join my Discord. I post my schedule every week. I usually cast on Tuesdays and Thursdays. I also usually play other games Friday night, Saturday, and Sunday. So I'm kind of all over the place, but that's okay. For now, we're going to go over to one of my absolute best friends, Whimsome Whale Shark. She is adorable. She is precious. If any of you say anything mean, I will hurt you. So be nice to her.